Hey, what's going on, guys? This is OZ_Bulls, OZ Bulls at StockTwits, and also on Twitter. Just going to do a recap. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to post this video yesterday. Well, actually, I didn't have a chance to do the video yesterday. This was my QLYS trade. Basically, what happened was they came out. Turns out their earnings and their forecast for the future did not look very good. Earnings estimates were incorrect and revenues weren't as good as they should have been. So we had this gray area here is going to be pre-market. Just before we get started, this is a 2-minute chart. As you can see up here, it says 2M, and this one over here is a 5-minute chart, okay? That means that all of these little ticks here, that is a 2-minute time frame, and that is the price change during that 2-minute time period. Okay, so this was yesterday's trade, so we're going to highlight this. As you can see, we had a big gap down into the opening, and it really tanked. It just took off to the downside. Found a lot of support down here, and now I wasn't in this trade at this particular time. I held off. This, as you can see on a 2-minute time chart, it only took about 6 minutes for it to open and drop all the way down there. So that's really fast movement. And if you're not careful, you could get yourself caught in a bit of a short squeeze. So I tend to shy away from those opening breakdowns. I like to catch them after they've made this recovery move. I personally think it's a little bit safer. And the moves aren't quite as drastic at this point, so you're not really risking that much more. You're not risking having a short squeeze occur and then all of a sudden you can't get shares for $1 price difference, and that's a big move if you've got a lot of shares. So basically, here's what I was looking for. We had the big gap down. That's perfect. And then we had, the positive buyback situation here where people are saying, all right, this is oversold. Maybe it's time to pick up some shares. And of course, it popped up again. Now, right here is where I started really focusing. Anytime you have a relief move like this and you get a nice big peak and then the second peak does not come up and at least meet those levels, there's a great chance that it's about to start breaking down. And sure enough, as you can see, started fading. Now, what I like to look for, this purple line right here is called the volume weighted average price, also known as the VWAP. It's a really great indicator. It tells you where the price technically, I guess you could say, should be based on the number of shares traded and the average price of those shares. So this is where that was found, okay? And it forms a really nice support level. As you can see, once it broke down through there, it just started fading into the rest of the day. So what I look for when I go for one of these relief bounce short positions is I look for that nice big relief bounce. I want to see it kind of top out there and make some nice red candles, and that's typically where I'd like to enter. Now, I could have entered up here. I was a little bit wary because that was a really big relief bounce. I mean, it almost made it back up to, let's see, it almost made it back up to the pre-market levels. In some rare cases, you can get a bounce that'll actually bring it way back above pre-market levels, and I was watching out for that because there were such strong moves right here. So once it started to fade back down, that's where I found my interest. And right here, I think it was at, let's see, $18. Well, here, let's jump over to StockTwits and take a look. I posted a... Okay, now this was at... Okay, so February 9th at 7:40 a.m., I posted a message. The price was at $18.36. And I said, watching for move below VWAP, new low of day. That's where I got my entry. And as you can see, that is right about here. Maybe a little bit above here. But either way, it broke down through it, and then it just spent the rest of the day cascading down. Now, this actually turned into one of the best consecutive trade setups that I've had in a bit. Once it got down to this low of the day area right around here and started showing support again, I actually put in a buy stop right at this peak here. So it started dipping back down. I put a buy stop up here at 17.54. So the second it started shooting back up, closed it out, and got back up to the VWAP. Now, another thing to keep in mind is once this VWAP has been broken down, that's going to serve as a major resistance area. And as you can see, came back up to the VWAP, made a couple pushes above, couldn't hold it, broke back down, and faded into the day. And this is where it turned out into consecutive trades. So, let's see. So, got stopped out, big gains from 18.4. We'll jump back in if it looks like it's going to fade again. And then, here we go. At 1797, after it broke down through the VWAP again, I got back in with a tight stop and then rode the thing out for the remainder of the day. And it turned out to be one of the best trades I've had in a while. You know, just consistent, picture perfect, like textbook, you know. Broke the VWAP, faded out. Shot back up, set my stops, made some gains, hit the VWAP again, got back in, it broke down again, and we made some really nice profits off of it. So that was my major trade from yesterday. Hope you guys like it. If you have any questions about the technicals or the fundamentals behind this trade, please feel free to send me a message. I am at OZ_Bulls. That's OZ Bulls at Twitter and on StockTwits. Feel free to give me a follow, check out some of my trades, post any questions or comments you might have, and hope you guys can learn to, learn the charts the way I've learned to see them and, eventually profit off of it. Okay, well, that's the goal, and hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.